What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today it's time we had a little bit of a chat about the Battle Patrol. We've talked about all of the other Micromaster teams in, well, Waves 3 and 4 now, the Transformers trading card game. And it makes me genuinely sad, but I believe, and I hope I've miscalculated, but I believe this is actually the final couple of character cards we need to be talking about from Wave 4, War for Cybertron Siege 2. And we can still have a dig through the battle cards, although those videos are a lot less popular, so we'll see how many we do. But the fact of the matter is, I think we've gotten to the end of the character cards. I don't think there's any more to talk about after today, so I mean, strap yourselves in and savour it, because after this, there ain't no more to talk about. Not yet. There'll be more later. Yay! So starting off then, all of these battle patrols, they all have a leader. We need a leader. We have a leader. It is Private Sunrunner. Private Sunrunner is a 5-star character, which we have come to expect from the whole Micromaster leader thing. They're all 4 or 5 stars, but the leader's generally a 5-star. It's not actually got the leader designation. You'll see, all right? And in terms of stats, right, we got health of 8, attack of 2 or 3, defense of 1. To be fair, that ain't terrible for a 5 cost. I mean, it's not particularly good, right? Nobody is arguing that these are good stats. But they're not that bad. And then, of course, in bot mode, we got the same skill we expect from all of the quote-unquote leaders from the Battle Patrol. Well, from the Micromasters, this is a Battle Patrol. This has +1 attack and +1 defense for each battle patrol in your KO area. Now, of course, as with most of them, all of them if I remember correctly, we got 2 back in Wave 3, and then we're getting 2 here in Wave 4, so that means that we end up in total with 4, which means that you can get a maximum +3 attack, +3 defense, which would then put you up to 6 attack, 4 defense, which is significantly higher than the average stats we would expect from an 8 cost, with the glorious bonus that they are, in fact, like tiny little 5 cost characters. So, yeah, that's kind of nice. And just like with the other Micromaster teams, we have 2 5-star characters and 2 4-star characters, which puts us up to 18 in total, which gives us 7 stars to be having a bit of a play with. So that's kind of nice. It means you can either add in 1 bigger character, and when I say bigger, that's very much in quotation marks, or you can add in a littler character, get yourself a couple of star cards as well. Now, in alt mode here, we've got stealth while untapped, which is to say that any other characters that don't have stealth must be attacked instead. Now remember, and it's the same warning I've given you with a bunch of these, all of the, and this is a standard Micromaster thing, all of them have stealth while untapped. What that means is that if you've got 4 characters, all of which have stealth while untapped, in alt mode, and all of which will start the game in alt mode and untapped, stops your opponent taking them out before you've had a chance to even draw a card. That means that any 5th character you play will be targeted down. On your opponent's first turn of the game, if they go first, and all of your characters are untapped, well, that means that they've got to go after the only one that doesn't actually have Safeguard. Unless, of course, you choose a 5th character that does have Safeguard. But the problem is that if you do that, then all 5 of your characters have Safeguard. And that means that, in fact, none of them have Safeguard. What I really like, however, is that when one of your battle patrols becomes tapped, you do 1 damage to a tapped enemy. I absolutely adore this skill here. I think it's one of the best ones we've seen on any of the Micromasters. Because in theory, every turn, one of your battle patrols is going to become tapped. So you can do 1 damage to a tapped enemy. If you don't flick into bot mode, it doesn't say when one of your other battle patrols becomes tapped. So there's no reason why tapping Private Sunrunner wouldn't lead to this. And it essentially gives you a free zap every single turn. Now, I say zap. You do need to be very clear here. Zap does 1 damage to anyone. This does 1 damage to a tapped enemy, so it's slightly more restrictive here. So let's say, for argument's sake, you go first, and on your first turn of the game, you attack, as you kind of have to. One of your battle patrol could end up tapped, but none of your opponent's characters will be tapped because it's the first turn, they're all untapped, and therefore you wouldn't actually get to fire this off. But outside of that, you should be able to get this rolling pretty much every time. And that is going to add up quite a lot over the course of a game. And it does say when one of your battle patrols becomes tapped. Not uses a tap skill, not becomes attacked. No. Anything along those lines will be fine. And the good news is here that with the sole exception, and there is one quick exception, of Sidetrack in bot mode, all of your battle patrol are ranged. So 7 out of 8 ain't bad, and like I say, even Sidetrack is ranged in alt mode. What that means is that you can be taking advantage of the range stuff, which tends to be cheeky damage. Stuff like arms hovercraft, stuff like marksmanship, for instance. And actually, while we're here, the lovely Ken Nagel did go and spoil a card, one of the very, very last battle cards to be spoiled from Wave 4 yesterday. Sturdy Javelin, an upgrade weapon. While it's on a melee character, it has +2 attack, which, to be fair, would actually work for Sidetrack. But what we're specifically focused on today, when this is on a range character and it attacks, scrap this card and do 2 damage to an enemy. So, cheeky damage is the flavour of the day for the Battle Patrol. Now, moving into the other one we've yet to talk about, it is Private Sidetrack, although this has actually snuck its way into a video or two over the past couple of weeks. Now, in alt mode, you've got Stealth while untapped. We're not going to talk about that. In terms of the stats, it's a 4 cost, and then we've got attack of 1 or 2, pretty bad. Defense of 3, actually pretty good. Health of 3, over the top garbage. And you see, there is one reason why I just cannot get on board with a health of 3. And that is, if anybody ever drops a bolt of lightning, they can literally KO one of your characters by dropping a battle card. Or if you're against another range deck, armed hovercraft, marksmanship, and that's an upgrade and an action, they can be done in the same turn, boom, KO. I do not like feeding my opponent easy KOs. It's not right, it's not a good idea, I do not encourage it, no. I talked about this, I ranted about this, I raged about this when Slammer was revealed from the Metroplex deck, and I still feel the same way about it now. Health of 3 in a game where Bolt of Lightning is a thing is not good. And yes, I know that there aren't that many people playing Bolt of Lightning. I look at an awful lot of Transformers TCG deck lists online, and very few of them actually get Bolt of Lightning put in there. But we have sideboards in this game. So all you need to do here, nice and simply, is just put one in your sideboard, and then if you ever play against this, you bring it out. And the fact of the matter is that if Battle Patrol ever became a big deck, and it's not looking like it will, but we never know, the set's not out yet, there's a lot of testing to be done. If it ever becomes a really big deck, you know what we do? We just all start putting 1 or 2 of them in our sideboard. Done. So it's just too easy to counter. Now, the good news is, in bot mode, we've got a lovely tap skill. You scrap an orange icon card from your hand, scrap the top 4 cards of your deck, putting all upgrades scrapped from your deck this way into your hand, which is literally just treasure hunt. And to be honest with you, I could see Sidetrack seeing play in very upgrade-heavy decks, just for the tap skill. The tap skill here is beautiful. And of course, you've got the advantage of having Stealth while untapped, like all the Micromasters. So you can just keep it in alt mode, keep it in alt mode, keep it in alt mode. Oh, wait, now I need my upgrades. Now we can flick it into bot mode, tap it, boom. Now I've got all of my upgrades. I adore the skill here. And if you're playing it in a Battle Patrol deck, then Sunrunner is going to allow you to do 1 damage to a tapped enemy at the same time. So I love Sidetrack. I adore the tap skill. I think it's one of the better ones we've had in the game. And I do think this is going to lead to it seeing a bit of play and a bit of love and a bit of success. Go Sidetrack! Woo! Now, the other thing we need to mention here is a Sidetrack is a tank, just like Private Flak and Private Top Shot, who we previously seen they were the Wave 3 Battle Patrol. So you could play around with a little bit of a tank deck here, and that makes me think of Hunker Down. I adore Hunker Down. Hunker Down allows you to flip all of your tanks into alt mode, well, all your characters that can be tanks into tank mode, and then put an upgrade from the scrap pile onto them, as long as that upgrades an armor. Now, generally speaking here, I'm thinking Force Field to give a little bit of protection, except that still won't help Sidetrack, because, oh no, you can only take 4 damage. Oh wait, no, that is actually enough to KO you. Brilliant. Boo hiss, etc. But it does give you some options there. You can make a little bit of a more defensive tank deck, and that's not too bad at all. You are a plane as Private Sunrunner, but one plane alone. It really doesn't make me think you should worry too much about these plane upgrades. Maybe stick to ranged and tanks. As a quick side note, we do need to quickly look at the other 2 Battle Patrol from last time. Private Flak in bot mode has got a tap skill where you scrap an orange icon card from your hand and you can play an upgrade. And Top Shot lets you tap it, scrap an orange icon from your hand, draw 2 cards and then put a card from your hand on top of your deck. I like that Flak lets you play upgrades and Sidetrack will search for your upgrades. And clearly here, we're going for an orange deck. Or at least if you want to make the most of your tap skills, we're going for an orange deck. So a nice, aggressive, cheeky damage deck. And yes, I know Armed Hovercraft and Marksmanship have blue icons. That does make me a little bit sad. But bit of cheeky damage, go aggressive, play some tanks. You know what? I can kind of get on board with this. So there we go. That's the Battle Patrol, and that might be all of the character cards we've got from Wave 4, in which case, I'm sorry, but there'll be more soon, yay, I imagine. If not, I will be incredibly sad, but I'm sure we'll be alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I'd like to know what you think about the Battle Patrol, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk Transformers and, frankly, any other games that excite me. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some weekly bonus podcasts and all that good stuff. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would you? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.